Here we have the Menace, and in this video I want to share with you that Toyota Land Cruisers, this is an automatic transmission, kind of a problematic one. You can actually put a manual transmission, I'm not talking a used one out of a donor rig, I am talking brand new H55F manual transmission and a transfer case. So I was today years old when I discovered that, and I'm a Land Cruiser head. I've got lots of Land Cruisers, as you can see up here at the house. Behind the white 200 there's 4 more. A 40, if you know me, you know the trucks. A 73 and 2 80s, a diesel and an FZJ. But this is the HJ61. Transmission's been slipping. We've been living with it. Tried the Rodney flush. Do you know what that is? That's when you're rolling about 40-50 miles an hour and you slam it into park. I'll actually do it in this video and show you. That's to like loosen up debris and kind of like a last gasp effort to fix the problem, which didn't work. It's slipping. So now we're gonna put a manual transmission. I had help with George and I had help with Caesar. I'm gonna introduce you to both of them. So if you're gonna do a project like I'm doing here, those are your go-to guys. I'm so excited. This is gonna be manual. It's gonna be crazy. Let's jump in and let me show you the current situation that I've got. And if you're, you know, I was thinking to myself, if I'm gonna put a manual transmission in again, I'm gonna spend all this money to what? Have the exact same truck back? So, let me get my camera ready. That is gonna go. And that is gonna be a manual. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, this is the A440, because then the 442 was in the 80 series, because this is a 1990, so it shared the transmission with the 80 series until 1995. Halfway through, they went to the A343. So here's my problem. Stuck in gear. There we go. Finally went into second. And if I'm lucky, I'll get her into third. Maybe not. So I'm gonna take side streets to get all the way down. Watch, I'm going, well, right now, because we're putting a transfer case and everything, Speedo's disconnected, but watch this. We're rolling, slamming into park. Still rolling. Rodney flush did not work. All right. On my way to the shop, gonna be side streets only because I really won't get over 50 miles an hour. But it's gonna be a big day for the Menace. When we put a manual in here, do you know that will liven up that engine? So it's going to be exciting. It's the 12 HT that's under the hood. And I've had it beside my, my 1HD-FT side by side, and this keeps up. It's just as fast, but when it's manual, I have a feeling it's going to be faster. All right, let me pay attention to the rules of the road here, and we'll see you over at the shop. So I was just going to share that, thank God this is a cooler day in California. It's about 65 degrees because I really can't get out of second gear. Oh, there we go. I just got into third just because I redlined it and I had no choice but to change gears. All right, so I can move at a bit of a faster pace, but I'm still not in overdrive. It will not go into overdrive at all. But it's exciting, you know, because doing a transmission, it's expensive no matter what, automatic, manual. So I might as well go manual. And the trick is, it's not just the transmission. You need a lot of other parts. Bell housing, I mean, the list goes on, and that's why in this video, it's my 2 contacts that really are going to be key to your success in this project. There's not a lot of people in the US that know all the parts and pieces you're going to need, let alone do the install for you. And even if you're not in California, Southern California, it's worthwhile to trailer your rig to a shop that's going to do it right. So there we are. Let me I don't know if that's picking it up. I'm doing about 2,500 RPMs and probably rolling about 50 miles an hour. So cool day so that I'm not going to overheat the engine. I just got to take my time taking side streets. But yeah, did you know in this video, depending when you're watching, it's 2024, but prices haven't changed for a while. When you can ship from Kansas, Ohio, Indiana, you name it, for about 1,100 bucks to Southern California, and then about 1,100 bucks back. So pretty crazy. And if you do it, and you're doing a manual in an 80 series even, while it's here, get a drawer, get a roof rack from me. And that way you save money on the shipping, it's on your rig. So get other components, other things done, because Southern California is pretty much a mecca, great place for Land Cruisers, 80 series and the like. I'm just looking at my RPM, so I got to slow down here a bit. But yeah, again, I'm going to focus on the road. Just want to share that with you, that even if you're not in SoCal, don't think like, oh, I can't do it. You're doing a big job. Ship it, have it done right, have everything else looked at while it's at the shop, and then come pick it up and have an epic trip. Go through St. George, go through the Rockies, or if you're coming from up north in Washington State, imagine that trip going back up the Pacific Coast Highway. So make a journey, make a trip out of it. That's what these Land Cruisers are built for. And this one is about to get an H55F manual transmission. Hoorah! All right, stay tuned. Well, I'm going about 55, 60 miles an hour on the highway. About 2,600 RPMs. But it's not going in overdrive. That's why we're doing this. But this automatic transmission might be worth something to somebody. In the transfer case, you have two choices. You can rebuild it or just get a new one. So getting a new one's slightly more expensive. I figured I'd get a new one, sell this transfer case, someone who wants to rebuild it, and save some money. But I figured if I'm going new tranny, might as well go new transfer case as well. I've got a Defender, which is same thing, right-hand drive from the UK, and it's a manual transmission. And I got to tell you, driving manual transmission on the right-hand side of the car, it's like you take it like a duck to water. I never stalled the Defender. I thought it would be hard. It's not, because the pedals are in the same spot, of course. So it's pretty much your brain's wired. Once you know how to drive manual in a left-hand drive car, you can drive manual in a right-hand drive car super easy. All right, getting off the highway, and we're staying nice and cool. Yep, there we go. There's my cool gauge. All right, see you at the shop. I am rolling up to the shop, and you have an 80, a 60, a 100, another 80, another 80, a 40, a monster, another 60, another 60, another 80, what? A Mitsubishi, another 80, another 80, and another 60, and another 80 over there. So I'm gonna park it here. So not only can you do transmissions, but LS swaps in 80 series. Yes. All right, so I've pulled up to Cruiser Tech. There's the Menace, ready to go in for surgery. Now, my battery was a little low, so I'm leaving it running. I don't want to have to jump it because it's diesel. So you hear that diesel engine? Just because it's diesel doesn't mean you can't put a manual transmission. You can put it in a 60 series or a 62, because we never got the diesels. We got all the gassers. But yeah, I love that diesel, I must admit. Also, this 60 series, under the hood, LS swap. So they do it all here at the shop. So let's go in. There's the truck reflected. Here's the showroom, and Cruiser Tech, I mean, not only are they doing everything with 40s, 60s, and 80s, but look at the clothing line and the tissue on this. This is from Peru, so it's like high-end apparel. Look at that. Love the logo, because you have camping, the mountains, the ocean. That's what the logo is. So cool clothes as well. And of course, the man himself, Caesar.
Hey.
Good timing.
How are you? Good?
Good, good. I love what you've done with the place. This is the new shop. So you were in a pretty big shop, but this shop, people are about to see in a second, is way bigger.
Yeah, it's way bigger, more parking space, more spot that we can work with you guys. So you want to take a look?
Yeah, yeah. Let's go head on back. Lead the way.
That's good. This way.
So this is the entry. I love the Toyota paint job on the side, the gray, red. All right, this is your truck, right?
Yeah, it's my truck. We're just gonna put like a bracket for a snowboard.
You know what I like? When a shop owner drives the actual vehicles. You know, if you go to a shop and the guy leaves in a BMW, you're like, wait a minute, isn't this a Toyota shop? So the Menace is gonna go either here or here, I imagine.
Yeah, one of the last places. So and here, yeah, we have a FJ cruiser.
FJ Cruiser.
With a 37 tires with gears 480 air.
So you re-geared it. So you, obviously you guys do suspensions, you do tires. The
Here
80s.
Just like a transmission swap. Just the same transmission for a FJ80. And we have a 60 series that we are doing just regular oil leaks, like a rear main seal, front crankshaft seal, knuckles and wheel bearing, suspension.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty common in this one.
Oh, notorious for leaking.
Yeah,
for
Alfredo,
sure.
He's the man. He's the.
What's up, Alfredo?
Yeah. So yeah,
Head mechanic.
We are just rebuild. We just rebuilt this 2F engine.
That 2F, which is not going in here, right?
Yeah, no. This one is a FJ43. We just did everything about this restoration.
Wow.
So yeah, some blasting, power cutting, wheels. Just try to keep it in stock. And just with the OE, the factory color above this 43.
Nice.
Yeah, it took.
Oh yeah,
a long
43.
time.
So you
Yeah,
see it's
43.
you see it's longer, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer.
My 40 cuts off maybe about here. Very nice. Awesome. Yep, this shop is. You know what? I've been in your shop before. I'm surprised there's 2 openings, maybe because the Menace is coming. You told me to come today. Oh, because it's Friday. Everybody's picked up their rigs.
Yes.
Nice. And then you also do LS swaps in 60 series.
Yeah, we do LS swap. We have a couple conversion already.
Nice.
That is something that maybe you can tell later and you can just show.
You know, in my case, my 60 series, it's diesel. So
Yeah.
I love that motor. But if I had the 2F, I'd be doing a conversion because I've had a 1F in a 40 series, and it struggles.
Yeah, the problem with Toyota is those parts that they are discontinued. That's the problem.
Yeah, is getting the parts.
Yes. You can just go with a LS or E-Rock. They are pretty pricey or expensive, but it's because you are doing right. Or you can just go with like a used engine, a good shape, and you can do that restoration. Everything is depend of your bullet.
Oh yeah. The budget is everything.
Yeah, the budget it's a more important thing.
Yeah.
But yes, unless it's something that we can offer. We can offer if you want to keep the Toyota engine, or you want to go with a Chevy, or you want to go with diesel.
Yeah, but you know what? When someone does an engine swap, the value of their car goes up. So yeah, that engine swap going to LS is expensive, but your 60 series just went to the up 2 levels.
Yeah.
Same thing with the manual transmission. People desire a manual transmission. That's why I was like, I'm not going back to automatic. If I'm going to spend all this money, I'm going back to, or I'm going to a manual. I'm going to love my truck.
Something different. That's
Totally.
the more important thing. You can see those price bring a trailer. How those people sell those.
Oh yeah.
Those vehicles. Yes.
Yeah, it gets 60 series up to the 6-figure level.
Yes.
Well, cool. Let's we'll bring in the 61, the Menace, and next video we'll break down all the parts. We'll show the brand new Toyota H55F transmission, the transfer case, and the bell housing, all the special parts. Because it's not just going to a shop and getting the transmission thrown in. There's a lot of extra parts, like the boot, a whole bunch of things. I'll show you all the parts. We'll show you all the parts here in a second. All right, awesome. Let's roll her in.
Hey guys, my name is George, and I run a couple of landcruiser specific businesses in Northern California. The first one is called Valley Hybrids, and as you can tell, we work on nothing but cruisers. We also have a parts business called Cruiser Brothers that supplies parts to other Land Cruiser shops and end users like you, as well as our buddy Jamie, who this video is really for. Jamie owns one of these 60 series cruisers that has a factory diesel and automatic transmission in it. The transmission is failing, and instead of rebuilding it, Jamie's decided to go with a 5-speed manual swap instead. So Jamie reached out to us and said, hey George, can you help me find the right 5-speed? You're probably wondering what these boxes are all about. This box has a brand new 5-speed in it that works perfect on this truck. This one has a brand new transfer case. In the next couple of videos, over the next couple of days, we're going to show you guys how to put this combo together. Then we're going to strap them all to a pallet along with some other parts and ship them to our common friend, Caesar, in Southern California. He runs a shop called Cruiser Tech, which is where Jamie usually has his work done and has worked on a number of projects with Caesar. So enjoy the video and reach out to us if there's anything you need for your cruiser. All right, as you can tell, we now have both the transmission and the transfer case unpackaged. This is literally how they come out of the box. These guys are brand new. They're not rebuilt or remanufactured units. They're brand spanking new, every component there. You do have to buy a few components separate. The transfer case comes somewhat a la carte. It's about 90% complete. These are most of the components we need to get separately. Some hardware, drive flanges, input gear, a bearing, a couple of stake nuts, a couple other small parts. Luckily, we keep everything here in stock, so when we build one of these units, there are no delays. We just grab the parts off the shelf, and then off we go. The next segment is going to show these units partially disassembled. The transfer case has to be split in half to be able to bolt it to the transmission, and we'll do that coming up. All right, at this point, we're about halfway done with the assembly. We have the front case half from the transfer case, along with all the gears installed onto the transmission. You can see we have all our hardware and the rest of the components laid out, and then we have the rear case half. Sometimes people refer to these as a clamshell design because you have a front half and a rear half that end up getting joined together and split down the middle. All right guys, as you can tell by the workbench, it's been a really busy week. I'm getting ready to head down to KOH, so we got to get these guys shipped out. This particular one right here is Jamie's combo. Brand new transmission, brand new transfer case. It's a vacuum shifted unit since his is a diesel. Then we built a few others also. This one has a 40 series specific top cover and a factory e-brake built in, as well as a low range gear set. And then we have a couple of similar setups over here. Again, brand new 5 speeds, this one with a 40 series top cover. We can build these to any configuration you want. We do lots of transmission and transfer case work. Ultimately, this one's gonna get packed up today so we can ship it down to our buddy Caesar at Cruiser Tech. He's gonna be working on the project with Jamie. If you have any questions, or if you wanna get a hold of us, or if you need some parts for your cruiser or cruiser work done, feel free to reach out to us. We're Valley Hybrids is the shop. As you can tell, it's a cruiser shop. That's all we do. But we also have a parts business called Cruiser Brothers, and we supply parts to other shops, to end users like you guys, and we ship them all over the US. Same with transmission combos, transfer cases, complete axles, differentials, parts, you name it. It's been a fun project. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jamie comes up with and see the finished product.
Here we are at Cruiser Tech. The Menace is up on the lift, looking menacing. In this crate right here is the new transfer case and transmission, bell housing. All the goodies are in here, and some parts on this table belong to my truck. There it is. Going to be transferred into a manual. Kind of good to get under here. It is rust free, looking awesome. So everything's gonna mate up here. Drive shafts are out. It's coming along. Here's the old transmission. So obviously when you have the bell housing on it, it just looks really big, right? And depending on when someone watches this video, someone can get this to rebuild it. It would need to be rebuilt. but you don't get one of these transmissions every day. I decided not to rebuild, but to go manual. The fun factor, right? So there it is, all wrapped up. Brand new from Toyota. All right, we will check back in with a progress report on this. Well, it's the big day. Cruising the land here in the mirrored entry of Cruiser Tech. And I just called Caesar, told him I am coming in. And here's the entry to the nice shop. As you know, I think I showed that already. You can get some nice gear. Hey, Caesar, what's up, my man?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
The car is ready.
Hoo-wee. There's my good old Jamaica keychain, but I like this better. I think this is gonna go. This is my new key fob.
Yeah,
I love it.
So you want to check it out?
Yes, please.
So, just follow me.
Oh my God, can I tell you my heart is racing? I can't wait. All right, it's a Saturday here, and check it out. I don't know why I have this up in my corner here though. There we go. Saturday here, there's still guys in the shop because they love what they do. Oh my God, look at all the cruisers in here. That's Perkins 80 series, this thing's phenomenal. There she is. Wow, it's up. We're gonna walk under here, but before we do, I just wanted to introduce you to an FJ62 LS3 conversion. So they do more than just transmissions here at Cruiser Tech. So that got LS3 conversion. This has been built for Perkins. You're looking at like $150,000 80 series. This is an FJ company, $200,000 Land Cruiser. Obviously, the person that purchased it is entrusting maintenance here at Cruiser Tech. That's an FJ40 that's going to get the same treatment as this. By the time it's done, it's going to look, well, except for the colors and what have you, but new suspension, the frame, everything, nut and bolt from the ground up. But that'll be finished at about half the price of this one in the US on top of it, because these are done outside of the US. And this is going to be getting an LS3. That's Perkins, actually. Same owner as this truck is getting that done. Woo! Yeah. That's Alfredo in there, head mechanic here. LS3 also. Wow, I love it. They're clearing the way because we're going to be bringing this down and I'll be driving it out. So mine doesn't quite sound like that, but it still sounds awesome with the 12 HT. It goes. I actually love that sound, but I love that sound too. All right, Caesar, so I can safely walk underneath this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So as you told me, Caesar, oh yeah, look at this. Brand new, brand new, brand new. No more leaking. I can finally park on my driveway. So the automatic transmission came back a lot farther. It's just a lot more working parts and what have you.
Yeah, it's well, it comes with a fabrication, so you have to relocate.
Yeah, we needed a longer drivetrain, right?
Drive shaft, and
So
you need to relocate the
drive shaft.
It's okay right now, the transmission mount. Of course, you have to do the front drive shaft.
Yeah, so front drive shaft is redone, shorter. Rear is longer, so we got two new drive shafts. And I can see here, this is where this used to be. This whole mount had to be relocated because it got moved because it's shorter ultimately. So that got welded and bolted in, moved from that section. Wow. And we got new drive shafts in there. Beautiful. Oh, I can't wait. And obviously now that it's manual, there's just less issues, less maintenance, right? We don't need to cool it anymore.
No. Usually it's with the transmission, automatic transmission, you should change the engine frequently, the oil. But yeah, with the manual, you will be okay. And usually it's use the same fluid that the transfer case has. So you can put the same one.
Okay, got it. And then new bell housing up
Yeah.
here. That we had to get used. They don't make these anymore. So you helped me source a lot of the stuff that made this whole project come together, and I thank you for that.
Yes.
That's why you can't just go to any shop and say, hey, I want to do this. You have to have the connections. You have to know where to go. So now that that's so beautiful, I need to get down under here and wire brush and get this all freshened up. It has, 30 years of minimal surface rust. Maybe we do a lift next, Caesar. I don't know. We'll see.
You should change the lift spring and the bushings. But yes, one of the more complicated part in this labor, it's the part that they are discontinued.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have old parts that we can still use, and for that reason, it's done.
Yeah. So yeah, you either have parts here, like older parts, you just
Yeah.
keep them because you never know when it gets repurposed, or you have a plethora of the connections of where to find these parts.
And
Yeah.
you already know because you did that connection with George.
Yeah, George also. George at Cruiser Brothers assisted, Caesar assisted. So between the two of them, this whole project came to light and to fruition and is done. And I can't wait to drive it. And now I've heard from Jobson and I heard from you, this thing is smooth as can be. And I'm expecting that manual, I should take it like a duck to water. I've been driving manual trucks. I've got my Defender, which is right-hand drive. And
This one is left, so.
yeah. So yeah, you drive with your left hand, right? Because it's right-hand drive steering wheel. But I am expecting the engine to be peppier because, as I understand, the automatic sucks a lot of power. That's why they call what's your horsepower to the rubber, right? Like, what is it here? Not what's the horsepower here. What is it? What's it delivering? And an automatic transmission through all that, it sucks some of the horsepower. So this is going to feel, I'm hoping, like a new car. We'll see. But I'm just happy to have my truck back. No more leaks. Yeah, no more slipping transmission and no more leaks. And it looks awesome. So we're going to bring it down. I'll hop in and you guys will be right with me on the inaugural test drive. All right. Drum roll. She's coming down. All right, I'll pause here. We'll let her come to the ground. Oh yeah. All right, I'm getting in. Let's hope I don't stall when I'm on video. All right. Oh, look at that. Manual transmission. So let me grab the key, cranker, make sure we're in neutral. Okay. Starts right up as she should. Okay, I can take my foot out of the clutch. There's that $200,000 landcruiser. So nice. Okay, give it me right away. You see, I feathered that. I gave it the little vroom vroom because I did not want to stall. Not in front of these boys. All right, my inaugural drive. Thank you, Caesar. All right. That's first gear. Oh, second gear, straight down. So it's H, right? It's 5-speed. All right. Man, I mean, if I don't stall this, driving with one phone in the hand and the other hand to do both steering and gear shifts. Oh, it feels great. Oh, into second, no problem. Third. Oh, Jobson was right. This is smooth. Oh, and it's got speed too. As a police car just went by over here, so oh yeah, what can I say? This thing, I mean, the transmission is the weakest point on this vehicle. I'd say on a US FJ62, also that 3FE motor, but this is a 12 HT. I love this motor. This does not need an LS3 swap. This engine, I love that noise. But oh, I'm so elated. I haven't hit the highway yet. I want to see what it does there. Yeah. So neutral, we got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. All right. It's just like my Defender. So that's why maybe I'm telling you, when you're left-hand drive, you know, shifting with your right hand, if you could do that, once you come to a left-hand drive, when I got my Defender, I never stalled once. Not once. I remember it got dropped off by the transport truck and I was like, okay, how's this gonna go? It went like a duck to water. All right. That's my mess, by the way. Oh yeah. So obviously that's where my transmission was before, so I have to recarpet that. I might put some metal there, something cool. I don't know, I got to figure that out. But now I've got the extra pedal down there, which I never had before. Oh, I just went into 5th gear. Oh man, oh man. Downshift, let's try that. Downshift to 3rd. Downshift to 2nd. Oh, I didn't go in a gear. Downshift. There we go. All right. Rookie move. I got to learn where those gears are. But I mean, that's a brand new gearbox. I could just, I didn't slip that downshift into 2nd. Let me try again. There we go. There we go. I got it now. You know, again, I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to show you. I'm only human. That's an Audi beside us. Third gear. Okay, he's pulling away, but I'm your grandpa, bro. This is 30 years old. Actually, this is 34 years old, to be exact, but with a brand new transmission. She's driving well. All right, we're about to get on the highway. It's a red light, so I'll pause. I will start filming again once we're on the highway. There's an 80 series right there. Nice. All right, we'll pause. I won't have you sit through the light with me. Okay, light just turned. We're gonna merge. That was a long light. Into 3rd gear. Oh yeah, and it is smooth. It feels like it's smoother than my automatic transmission, just like 1st through 3rd. Obviously I wasn't getting into, let me do my window up. All right. It's a little bit of rush hour, not rush hour, but Saturday afternoon traffic. Okay, I'm in 5th. So since this is Japanese, that's kilometers an hour. So 100 is, with my bigger tires, is the equivalent, should be the equivalent to 60 miles an hour. With this truck, it's actually 65 miles an hour with the bigger tires, because I'm not original tires. So there we are, we're going 65, easy as could be. We're in 5th gear, and I'm probably going 70 now, 75-ish. That's California flow of traffic in a diesel truck, and it's just purring along. The other thing I want to show is the temperature. Super low. to the left there of the cluster, because now I don't have my transmission oil going through a secondary cooling that kind of goes through the front. So nice, that got eliminated. Now it's just all mechanical. It's just a manual gearbox, so one less thing to worry about in a 60 series. But we're cruising along easy as can be. All right, so I'm going to go over kind of what you can expect if you want to do the same sort of transmission swap in your 60 series. You could probably do a manual also in an 80 series, but once I get home, I'll park it, we'll step out of the vehicle, we'll take a look, and I'll go over kind of what you can expect cost-wise. So I'm going to enjoy driving this here for a second. I'm about 10 minutes away from home on a boulevard. Going to be a lot of stoplights, so I'll be able to get through the motions of that stick shift. But hey, so far so good. I only missed that downshift getting it into gear. Not bad. All right, I'll be right with you as soon as we get to my home. Well, there she is in all her glory. And I gotta say, I'm beyond elated. So I've always loved this truck, right? My daughter's been driving it. The one thing that's just bothered me is the transmission. And now that that automatic transmission is out, it's like given a relief to the whole engine, because that manual, it's the way it should have always been. It's smooth. It, as you could see on the highway, it was going the speed of traffic. I could pass people if I wanted to, easily get up to 80 miles an hour. Yeah, it's an older truck. I don't want to run it 90 miles, but would it do it? Sure. This thing would probably go 100 miles an hour, but I wouldn't want to push it. It wasn't built to do that. But it's smooth as could be. It's peppy. It's got more power than it ever did. So I'm imagining the horsepower. I mean, again, it's diesel, so it's all about the torque. But I'm in love. It's amazing. So what does that cost? So if I remember right, the transmission is about $2,800, but then you got to ship it. And then the transfer case, which was also leaking, I decided to get that done, or buy a brand new one instead of rebuilding it. So that's like $2,000 and change. Then you got, you know, there's bell housing, a lot of specific things that I had to do because this is a right-hand drive, which is difficult to procure those parts here in the United States, where all the 60 series were left-hand drive. So maybe, you know, the 15-year import rule to Canada, the 25-year import rule to the US, we're starting to get some right-hand drive diesel parts. Well, for a transmission, manual transmission, that's the difficulty. Yes, we can get parts for these trucks, no problem. But I'm talking transmission specifically. But we made it happen. So yeah, I had like, you know, $500 here, $1,000 here, the bell housing, things like that. But parts and all is roughly $7,000, $8,000 shipped and all. And then install. So your install is going to be anywhere from 4 to 6, depending if it's very detailed like mine, or if you have a left-hand drive, it's going to make it cheaper. It's going to be a little easier. But all said and done, you know, because you need drive shafts too, you're looking at probably somewhere between 12 to 14. So it's going to put the value up of this vehicle. It put the fun factor up like beyond for me. I just can't say enough. But yeah, you're not doing a transmission swap for like, you know, $4,000. You can't look at how much transmission is and think that someone's going to slap it into your car for nothing. You saw underneath, we had to change mounting points. We had to get new drive shafts. We had to do a whole bunch of things. So, but it's done. And I love it. So in all reality, yeah, you're looking at somewhere between, I'd say close to 12 if it's a left-hand drive, and then a little more for right-hand drive. But most of you will be doing left-hand drives. Maybe 11, you know, maybe it'll be a little cheaper. Because again, I've got some parts that had to be purchased that would not have to be done for a left-hand drive. But there it is. It's got my thumbs up all the way. thank you, George. Thank you, Caesar, for, you know, going every step of the way here with me on this rig. And the menace is more menacing than ever before. When I was at Caesar's shop, I did put together a separate video kind of going over each of those rigs, other services they do there, like LS3 swaps, diesel swaps, you know, just, you know, powerhouses to push these boxy 60 series and in putting better engines in them, because the vehicles last, and you just want to get the right power plant for these trucks. This 12 HT, it's all the power this one needs, that's for sure. We just didn't get a whole bunch of 12 HTs here in the US. We got mostly the F series of the engines, which is gas, not the H's. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a little longer, but this is a deeper dive if you're planning to do a transmission swap in your rig. And by the way, if you were to do an automatic transmission swap, okay, you're going to save on clutch and this and that, but I think in the long run is where you're really going to save money and really make your motor thank you for putting a less taxing, power sucking transmission in there. So even if you were to do an automatic transmission, it's probably still going to be 8, 9, 10. So it's a couple thousand more to do manual. And honestly, you're going to be better off. Less problems down the road. I think this manual is going to go for the next 40 years, 50 years easily. So the Menace thanks me for doing that. My daughter is elated. She's now going to drive it, and now I got to show her how to drive manual. And yeah, so happy trails. Stay tuned. Car's about to pass here. Okay, car went by. But ask me any questions in the comments, and check out the video at Caesar's shop. That was like over $1 million worth of Land Cruisers, and I kind of give a little quick synopsis on each one. Very cool video. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't already for all things Land Cruiser. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me share my my transmission swap story with you. And stay tuned for more down the road. All right, happy trails.